listening to Cuppa Joy with the Queen of NE right here on WrestleJoy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Cuppa Joy with your girl, the Queen of NE. This one's called Sunny Side Up, and I'm not alone. I brought my partner in crime, the hashtag Queen and Pup Connection, the band back together, honey. JPQ, Big Positive Pup, in the house. My friend, you're here. We're back together. This feels great.
It does. I mean, we talk WrestleJoy. There's not many couples, right? There's not duos that do it as fun and as light and as airy as you and I. And so it seems only right that here on WrestleJoy, me and the Queen of NE, talk about things that we like, talk about things that we love. And I'm so happy that you invited me on because I miss this space, right? Yeah. I miss talking to you. I miss the hashtag Queen and Pup Connection. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for coming to join me on this new venture, which, you're a little bit of a veteran of yourself over here at WrestleJoy. And I got to tell you, my cup is full of joy because I have you here, and we're going to have a really fun conversation today for all the people listening. Hi, people. We hope that you have your cup of joy with you as we talk Sunny Side Up. Now, what does that mean? Well, as you can see probably from the graphic on Twitter, if you took a look at it, it is about Sonny Kiss and the match between himself and Cody Rhodes. Fight for the Fallen, AEW Dynamite on Wednesday night. But not only about that, it's interesting. When I thought about this title, a couple things came to my mind. Sunny, of course, name. Sunny Side, that yellow, beautiful gear, which, don't worry, for those of you who know us, hashtag wrestling fashion will not be left out. Nope. It's coming, JPQ. Mm-hmm. But also, Sunny Side Up as in things are looking up for Sonny Kiss. And that's a very exciting thing to see. JPQ, back pre-COVID era, we'll call that PC, pre-COVID era, Sonny Kiss had been a little absent from AEW Dynamite. And then made a triumphant return. I say triumphant because for those of us who are fans of Sonny Kiss, this was an exciting thing. See him back. Woohoo. So exciting. But even more exciting was this new partnership with Joey Janela. Very cool video packages. Very interesting dialogue between the two. Fun little scenes of them are Sonny fighting the bad guys while Joey was in the gas station getting snacks, and in the car together as Joey is on this new journey and working together as a tag team on AEW Dark. So for you, what did you think of when sort of Sonny came back, so to speak, and really made this partnership bad romance, as we like to call it? I know Joey's not a huge fan, but I love it. I think it's great. What did you think of that?
I was a huge fan of it. I found it to be exactly what I like to see out of wrestling behind the curtain. I like the idea that they're taking a friendship and they're putting it on television, and not like, you have the best friends, you have the elite, right? You have the Young Bucks and Kenny and Paige and Cody and everything that they do on being the elite, but to take two people. That Northeast, right? And Jersey, both of them, right? And they've got similar, paths to where they are, as well as they have, regionally similar upbringings in some factors or in some ways. And so for them to be able to jive the way they are back and forth, it's an intoxicating relationship. It's so interesting to watch, and just how light and friendly and the way they just kind of play off one another. It's engaging from a consumer side, from a fan side, and it just makes you want to watch, that every single day that you possibly can. So I'm really happy that they're together.
I am too, and it's such a beautiful thing. And what I love the most is on a major wrestling television program, we're celebrating this relationship. and not backing away from that. AEW has been very clear that they're inclusive, and AEW is for everybody. And that's something that I feel needs to be celebrated on screen even more than it already is. What a beautiful partnership we have. And it's something that I just gravitated towards right away, for their energy, for their chemistry together, the way they interact, and the way they really gelled as a tag team rather quickly, which was super nice to see. And I think the overwhelming positive response to those videos and vignettes and their performances on Dark was part of the reason we got to where we were on Wednesday. The announcement previous to the actual show that Cody was going to face Sonny Kiss for the TNT Championship. I loved that. When Cody and Arn Anderson were together giving that interview, that name came up, and Arn said it as well in Coach's Corner. So I think it was such a visceral response after that match was announced. What I really wanted to highlight, too, was the way that they were able to pivot from that negativity that we saw on Twitter. Overwhelmingly, it was positive and exciting, and people were like clamoring for it. Yes, Sonny, this is a breakout moment for Sonny. This is going to be great. And I thought immediately, oh man, this is going to open the show. We're going to get a big pop. This is going to be wonderful, right? But there was a little bit of negativity. What I loved was the immediate response from both Cody and Sonny. Where Cody said, if you don't like that, that's too bad. I'm proud to share the ring with Sonny. And Sonny put out this beautiful note that, no matter what's going on, I am so thankful for all the support and everybody in the LGBTQ plus community and allies. Like we're standing together to make wrestling more positive and comfortable for everybody. And I love that. And one of my favorite things is he's trying not to meet hatred with hatred, but to meet it with confidence. And what a positive, beautiful message that was.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. Actually, I think that you did a fantastic job of explaining that. And then to your point, being able to put it on, cable television and show a relationship, the way they are with him and Joey Janela, combined with putting him in a match at Fight for the Fallen for the TNT Championship. Like, I think it's all just great ways of celebrating a great dude, right? And that's a lot, that's a lot of positivity. That's a lot of positive stuff that as fans, that fills our emotional tank, right? That gets us up in the morning, excited to cheer the people in the ring. So, a lot of good decision making by them right now.
I love that. I think you're right. It does fill your tank up. And as fans of this promotion, this product, and these people, this was a big deal. And we were all looking forward to it. I loved the fact that we had wrestlers from the independent scene, promoters in the independent scene, just so excited for Sonny. It was kind of awesome when you looked at your timeline to see many people clamoring, saying, yes, we want this match. We're so excited for Sonny. This is going to be a huge moment and you deserve it. And, all this great stuff and such a beautiful show of support that by the time we got to Wednesday, we really had this kind of fever excitement for this match. It was the one I was the most looking forward to out of everything on the card, and that includes FTR and Lucha Brothers, which, if you know me, I love tag team wrestling. But I was really excited about this particular matchup. It felt like the moment where we go from a smaller presence on AEW Dark and in the vignettes with Joey and showing up for some of the matches that have been happening on AEW Dynamite, for example, with Joey and Lance Archer. Sonny came out with that, of course. But this was a solo moment for Sonny. And oh my goodness, we have to talk about it. Because when the moment finally came, Cody came out first, and immediately we noticed entrance was a little bit smaller, a little bit quicker. And I'm thinking, oh, we're going to get something good. And boy, oh boy, did my heart explode with excitement. And it was all over my timeline because I couldn't even handle it. That entrance. Whoa, honey. That is how you make a statement to show who you are and what you're here to do. And the joy and the smile on Sonny's face and the dancers behind him. Ooh, loved it. What'd you think of the whole presentation in the entrance?
Well, I loved it, and here's why. I'll tell you the most interesting thing about Sonny Kiss in his 5-year career is that he was I want you to remember me and want more of me guy.
Yes.
When he wrestles, And you don't see him a lot. I think in 5 years he's done somewhere in the ballpark of 200 matches. That's his career. So you're talking 40 matches a year. So you're not even getting out there every weekend, right? Although
Right.
you're busy every weekend, if it's only one show a weekend, his availability or accessibility wasn't very big up until AEW, right? He had the Lucha Underground thing in 2018,
Hmm.
which was great when he came out as Exo Luscious, but really, unless you were in the Northeast or you were paying attention to the American independent scene, or you were doing match recommendations, streamings back and forth, and things of the nature, you may not have run into Sonny Kiss
Hmm.
prior to AEW. And the thing is that anytime anybody would see him wrestle, the one thing that you'll say about him is that you want more. You
Sure.
his charisma, how charismatic that this person can be, in giving you enough to get you invested, but then holding things back so that you need to see him again, right? Which is the definition of a draw. And he brings that type of confidence and he brings that type of allure to AEW. And we saw it the first time when he made his first thing at Fight of the Fallen last year. And we were very excited about that.
Yep.
And then now we see it a year later and he's coming out for this TNT match. And look, were there times in that match where, it fell apart a little bit? Sure. You know what I mean? But when that match was over, it wasn't, a bummer that he lost. It was, okay, this is the start of something big, and they better have him on the show next week, right? Because
Yeah.
that's the thing about Sonny is no matter how the match is, start to finish, and usually it's very good, right? He has great spots, and he's got a little comedy shtick to him, so I appreciate that. And his in-ring work is good. He was laying in those punches, probably
Oh yeah.
better than 50-60% of the roster in AEW, in my opinion. So he's got the chops in the ring. But the personality it's just outstanding in comparison to everything else that he brings to the party, which is all above average as well. That when he leaves the ring, you're sitting there going, I want to see this man again. I
Yeah.
want to see this person again. And he's been doing it for 5 years that way on such a limited scale that you're right. People just fall in love with this person.
Absolutely. And the first time I watched Sonny Kiss in the ring was in a match with actually Matt McIntosh. And I was watching it with my former colleague and still current colleague for Queen of Pops experience, Pops. Um, Man, when I first saw Sonny come out, I just was thinking to myself, yes, sis, you better work. Because that is exactly what we got on Wednesday with this entrance. It was choreography. It was glamorous. It was like Beyonce-esque. It had pizzazz and just sass to the ultimate degree. And I loved every second. The music was great. The entrance was great. The confidence was there. And it made you hyped up and excited for the actual matchup itself. And the TL was exploding with gifs and videos and cheers and people standing up out of their chairs or couches at home and clapping. It was a beautiful thing to see. And that's what I look for in wrestling. Doesn't necessarily have to be choreography and a snapped entrance. No. But it's that joy when you see somebody putting in that work and just being themselves. What's more beautiful than that in life and in wrestling? It's a joy to see, but it's true. So when this match actually got started, I agree. Yeah, there were points where there were some spots like, I don't know. But what I actually think here, overall, I mean, the 450 was beautiful. The punches you mentioned and the forearms from Sonny to Cody, I thought were excellent. But I think my favorite part of it is that it was smart. It was a smart match, JPQ. They had studied each other. You could tell. They had moves and counter moves for one another. They were aware of what was going on. A lot of people would say, well, Cody, has so many more years of experience and he's the veteran and Sonny is so new and how are they going to gel together? I actually think they did a really great job. It actually was a lot of athleticism on both parts. And you could see that beautifully and clearly. I think a lot of the things that made this match great was the actual storytelling within it. from Cody's perspective, not being quite right, not being quite spot on as he would normally be, frustrated, a little bit of heel tactic, right? Something was being told here. And boy, oh boy, did that push Sonny over, right? Everybody was on the side of, firmly on Sonny Kiss's side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fighting with Cody and wanting the belt to become over. I remember saw you tweet Sonny and Warhorse, right? That's what we want. Give the people what we want. Talk about real Russell Joy right there. But I really just think that the athleticism, the chemistry they ended up having with that storytelling is what made this match so great for me.
Yeah, I think that played a factor for sure. I thought, Cody kind of came off as this, because we're all kind of waiting for the turn.
Sure.
Cody, right? We're waiting to see if the Nightmare Collective turns into something. Well, the Nightmare Collective, the Nightmare Family, moves in some type of way, or is it just Cody? Is he just alienating himself from all these people? Like, what's the story? How is it going to be defined? And what are these teases that we're getting? But I think it could be easier than that. I think it can just be that he just had to come out and paint himself as the heel just to help put Sonny over that much more, right? Not that Sonny needs it, but like it gives you a person to root for and a person to boo for, right? Through the entire match. And Cody does that well. He always has. So when he's in there and he's doing like the vertebreaker, who does a vertebreaker?
I know.
He's nailing that for a near fall. He's hitting suplexes. He's pulling his Sonny off the top rope into splits. Like, he's doing everything he can to throw Sonny off his game. And while that's happening, you can just feel the momentum, right? That crescendo that we're looking for over the course of this story being told in the ring, that Sonny's going to get his moment and Sonny's going to get this. And look, and it started out, hot, right? Hits the rolling elbow, sends Cody outside. He's got to get the little pep talk from Arn Anderson. He comes back in. Cody catches him in a full Nelson. All of a sudden, we get the head scissors from Sonny Kiss coming out of nowhere. And then, boom, he hits the 450 for the near fall.
Oh, so good.
You talk about, we talk in the football sense of having the first 15 plays scripted out, right? You can't script out a better 15 plays for Sonny at the beginning of this match, and the way they were able to bring it all together. To your point, the chemistry between the two, it really was shown throughout the course of this entire match, and it felt organic and it felt natural, and it was that classic, cheer versus jeer type of motif with Cody and Sonny, and they did a great job of celebrating Sonny through this, and again, leaving this match where I'm interested to see what Cody does with the TNT Championship moving forward. What I'm really focused on is what are we now going to do with Sonny Kiss? What is Sonny Kiss's story, right? Are we going to get him in more him and Janela in tag matches? Is he get to do a little single stuff, right now in that mid-card position? I'm very interested. So this is going to be a fun couple weeks as they flesh out, his stories moving forward.
I think you make a great point there. This is something that when you are given an opportunity, and as Hamilton would say, right, I'm not throwing away my shot. And Sonny definitely did not do that here, right? It was crisp and fiery and full of athleticism and on a huge moment, right? You're opening AEW Dynamite. You're facing Cody for a title. This is a big deal. And the fact that what you're saying is, I feel the same way, and I know many others feel the same way, that we want more Sonny Kiss. We want more matches with Sonny. We want more Sonny and Joey. And that's very clear throughout the fandom. It was very vocal. Sonny was trending for so long last night on Twitter that's how much of a excitement and like buzz was around this entire thing. And that, I think, speaks volumes and should speak volumes to those higher up in AEW to say, wow, okay, this went off and people really liked it. So let's move forward and see what else we can do. And that's exciting. Do we get more Sonny and Joey? I think we do. I think that story's not done. I think we're going to get more little videos with them and fleshing out that relationship, which I think is so important, again, to highlight that this is such a thing that we don't see a lot of, a straight male and a gay male best friend type scenario where they're together and having a great relationship and shown in such a positive welcoming space. Oof, can't beat it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, I want them to double down. I want them to go a step further. You
Ooh.
have being the elite, and you
Yes.
can have Sunny Side Up with a cup of Joe.
I love it.
Right. Give me a vlog of these two traveling together. Give me a cooking show.
Oh my God, yes.
Right. Shot of brandy at 10 o'clock at night, but at 9 o'clock live, right? We're going to have a cooking, or we're going to have breakfast in the morning with those two.
Sunny Side Up and a cup of Joe. You guys, listen, AEW, if you're listening, you can take that. I'm telling you, go for it.
Taking it, right? Put it on the YouTube page, right? Do it Tuesday mornings, right? And it's just like, and it could be funny. You could do Saturday mornings, and you think you're coming into a cooking show, and it's really just them pouring cereal and watching cartoons and talking. Whatever. I don't care.
Which I would so watch, by the way.
That's right. Wrestlers with cereal eating cartoons. You tell me you're not punching into that Saturday morning as a grown-ass adult? Of course you are.
Absolutely you are. I could just see Joey Janela with a whole bowl of like...
oversized bowl.
Yes, an oversized steel bowl full. Like that kind of big.
Right.
Of like Fruit Loops or Lucky Charms and just watching, I don't know, something great. Like an old school cartoon. Like right. Doug.
Hanna-Barbera.
Right, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be great. And what a beautiful idea. And I think that really fleshes out more of their relationship, more of their partnership, and more of their tag team interest, right? They are a put together tag team. They're not coming in as a tag team. And I think if you want to build that story, you need to invest in that story. So give us more of those vignettes. Take that idea free from JPQ and I. Let's go. You can do it. And we love it. And we'll watch it every Saturday morning. No problem there. But the thing we have to talk about as we close out this episode of Cup of Joy, Sunny Side Up, we have to talk the wrestling fashion. And it was brought up on Sunny's Twitter himself by saying what it was actually inspired by. Because someone said, you know, the first thing I thought of right away when I saw Sunny was this. And they put up a picture of Totally Spies. And Sunny confirmed, retweeted it, and said, yes, Alex was the inspiration for Totally Spies. So if you look at the Totally Spies thing, which is an animated series for those of you who don't know, Alex is in all yellow, onesie, like latex jumpsuit kind of vibe with a silver belt and a heart, and this bright, vibrant yellow, not orange, rather, yellow, which is part of the reason this episode is titled Sunny Side Up. The yellow. We have to talk about yellow because you and I have vibed over a very person dear to your heart there with a yellow jacket over there in #Watch Stardom.
Yeah.
Who now doesn't wear that jacket anymore, sadly. But it's a beautiful yellow jacket.
The jacket. She's got the jacket
still. Let's talk yellow.
Well, it's bold. It's a statement.
It's a
statement. It's a primary. I mean, let's be honest. And it's probably the most bold of all the primaries. And to be able to, if you're going to wear yellow, you got to wear in confidence, and you got to wear a lot of it. I'm a big proponent of making it, they call it primary for a reason, right?
They sure do.
And so it's the solid color, right? And it works with designs, patterns every once in a while, and I'm fine with that. And there's a way to kind of back off of it a little bit. But when you're a professional wrestler, and it's all about presentation and pageantry and, and being bold, and you come out there with, the sunny yellow and you show out. And he did that. And I didn't know the reference. I was thinking, I'm more direct, right? I'm a very linear thinker from time to time. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Sonny, he's in yellow. It's the morning of the new champion coming in. This is a new era ahead of us. And I'm like, preach. I'm on my soapbox with the yellow, thinking it's more of this, metaphor for what's about to happen. Or foreshadow of what's about to happen. And of course I'm wrong, because I always am. So it's nice to know there was a little context about it to do with a cartoon.
Yeah, and I love what about it I love the most is, for anyone who's listened to us before on our #wrestling fashion episodes, we don't like yellow a lot. It has to be done correctly, right? Yeah. When we were talking about other people's gear with yellow stripes, not a fan. However, this crop top long sleeve with the black kind of suspender-ish type vibe on the top, nice trunks, and that yellow kind of pinstripe down the leg towards the boot, I think it just all flowed together, and it's the right kind of yellow.
Right.
It's mustardy, but it's not mustardy at the same time, and it has the sheen to it. It looks expensive. It looks put together. It's the right kind of yellow, and the makeup, ooh, on point. Sonny's makeup is always very good. I just love the lashes. I need to know what lashes those are. Stella, I need to at you and find out. But just so good. The whole presentation from top to bottom, plus the juxtaposition with the Jaguars girls in the back.
Mm-hmm.
The yellow popped big time, which is meant to, of course, because it's the entrance. But I love the way that popped. Plus they had, the video in the background and our favorite color, JPQ. On Wednesdays, we wear purple.
That's right.
And the purple lights in the back with the yellow beams. It all kind of went together in the best way that it possibly could. So for a wrestling fashion standpoint, not my favorite outfit ever, because we know what those are. But right. It's a very good one, especially with that little belt as well.
What I loved about it was I tried to match the shade when he first came out.
Yeah.
And the closest one I found in like a little Google search template was butter.
Butter yellow.
And I think it works.
It does work. I love it. Well, that's our little nod to hashtag wrestling fashion, which, we'll get back to when there's some time in the future, maybe on somewhere else. We'll do a full episode like we normally do. But we will end there on that joyful yellow note. Appreciated that beautiful wrestling fashion. Now, JPQ, you have shut the virtual doors of NPA. As Anthony would like to say, you're enjoying retirement. But you are still active on the old Twitters. So firstly, I would like to say thank you so much for joining me for the second episode of Cuppa Joy on WrestleJoy. It's a pleasure to speak with you always, buddy. You know that. But it's super special that you're here with me on this new venture. So let the people know where they can find you on ye old Twitters. And, anything else that's on your mind to close this out.
You got it. I always appreciate you bringing me on. Happy to be back. Happy to be on WrestleJoy, right? I love everything that's happening over here. I love talking about things that make you happy, and that's kind of the ethos of this website. So I appreciate you bringing me on your new show. And... yeah, on Twitter at Big Paws on a Pup, as well as hashtag Watch Stardom, because that's always a fun time, and that brings me joy. And that's about it. No plugs, right? Because I'm retired.
I know, you're retired. No plugs today, but still some good stuff. As always, hashtag Watch Stardom. And I want to thank you for listening today, and keep your cup of joy full with your girl, the Queen of Any, right here on WrestleJoy.